everything. I don't really need, there was a guide for this bush as well. I don't really need to use it. We're just going to do this like this. So one there. And move them down to there. Select similar. Shift rotate. And I think we're ready to render now. And I've used now I've seen where these are. I'm happy where they're placed. I don't want all those polygons clogging up the viewport. I'm going to change those to a bounding box. All of these proxies. They're instances, of course, so they will all change. And I'm going to save that. I think it's ready to render, so I'm going to save up. I'm going to save it as 004 and give that a test render. Okay, well that's finished rendering now. Pretty happy with that. Of course, there's always a few things I'd change. If I had a bit more time today, I think I might. I think we mentioned I'd put a chamfer on all of these boxes, just so that these edges were less sharp. I also think they've got a bit too much blue in there. That would be easy to change. That's just going down to the color correct and sliding it along on the upper leaf diffuse level more to a more yellow color, so that wouldn't be difficult to do. You could also experiment with grayscale bitmaps on the distribution objects as well for particle flow systems. You could put a gradient or mix a noise with a gradient in, and you can actually start making it less dense towards the bottom, and have a bit of noise there as well, which would be quite an interesting effect. But that's alright. I was looking at this, I thought maybe the only thing we could quickly improve on is make the ponds in the middle look a little bit busier. So that's what we're going to do. And it shouldn't take too long at all. I'll go to the top view here, and then I'm going to choose the water and the liner objects, and hide everything else. I think that's picked up the gravel as well. Just hide that. So we need to create a water lily, and we'll just use a shape to do that, a circle. Turn the grid off, and something about that sort of size, maybe that's a bit big. We can cut a chunk out of that as well, make it look a bit more like a water lily. Oops. If we convert that to an editable spline, just attach those two lines, go to the spline level, move down here to trim. I'm going to trim out that bit there and those ends, go to the vertex level and weld those. I'm not sure why those are so small. Sorry, I'm going to Control Z, and I'm going to set this, right click on this, set it all the way down to next to nothing, so it will only weld vertices on top of each other. And then extrude again. There we go. And I want to extrude it up a little bit, not by much. Let's probably a bit too much. There we go. And get rid of that cap on the top. We'll flip it all. Give it a proper name. I've been a bit slack with naming all the trees that we used. I should have remembered to give them proper names, which I didn't. I think I was rushing through there. But here we go. I'm going to name this correctly. And I'm going to use the graphite freeform modelling tools for this. It'll give me even less space on this screen today. And I'm going to do it in the top view. I don't have my Wacom plugged in, but that would have been pretty good. So hang on, we're going to choose an object. Pick this object, a water lily here. We're going to paint on. We're going to select the water surface, and we're going to paint on selected objects. We can vary the scale here and the rotation, so we'll vary the Z rotation, so that's going to be random. The scale, we can set it so that it's even. Random scaling here, and then axis lock, so it uniform scale them all. And then it tells you it's going to scale to a maximum of 200%. We don't really need it to do that. Have I got that ticked? Yeah, now it's ticked, so these will all be the same. So we'll make some of them smaller, or maybe some of them a bit bigger. Give that a go, see what it's doing. Okay, I'm going to cancel that because the spacing is not good enough there, too high. So just set that to something low. Just do some experimenting. You need to see what you think really. Right, do some painting. Too close. So we'll cancel that. Yeah, that works. So just put a few on there. From here. Accept that and close those. Some of these we don't, so we'll just tweak some of these quickly. There we go, that's a busy one. Convert one of those to an editable poly. Go to the attach list. Choose all those water lilies. We're going to use our material by element again. And we're we're going to use a material already in the scene, and we're going to use this tall grass material that was in the outside planters. And we've got two slightly different green colours here, 1 and 3, so we'll assign that to the lilies, and you can see picking up 1 and 2, so we'll set that to 0. We don't want any of them to pick up 2, and we'll set this one here to 50. You can just tell that they're slightly different. And then we want to raise these just up a little bit, because that water surface has a bump on it, so we don't want the water poking through. That'll do. No one will be able to tell they're not exactly on the surface there. Okay, well, I'm going to save that as the final scene. I'm render that at a high resolution now. It's ready for rendering and any Photoshop work. I hope you enjoyed the last hour or so. It's the first one I've done, so if I was a bit hesitant or ropey in places, sorry for that. I'm sure I'll get better, and thanks for watching.